Okay, this is where I'm going to rattle a few cages. I'm going to walk around here, the Charin Canyon, or Charin Canyon, depending how you want to look at the pronunciation, and talk about this place and the history of it. So the name Char, which is the local pronunciation of this, Charin. So Char in Chinese actually means sand. And it does look like it's sandstone in this canyon, okay? As I walk down here. So that would make sense. But the Russian and English pronunciation is Charin. And the Turk language, Char or Charin means Tsar or king, emperor. So I can see where they get that from. But what I'm going to talk about is look at all the mounds of all the sand that are all over the place beside the canyon. And you'll notice that it's all on one side of the canyon, okay? So we're on one side of the canyon, and the scoop here is that the geologists or historical geologists or whatever you want to call these guys, sedimentary dudes, they say this canyon was built over millions of years of erosion of the Chardon River. Sorry, it's really windy here. So I'll go over this way. There you go. Get a good view. They're saying that this place was built by millions of years of erosion of the Chardon River. Okay. But it's sandy. Look at it's all sand. So how is it that you could have a huge volume of sand carve out to make this valley system, but where's the sand? So if water was eroding this system over millions of years, all the material in the inside has to go somewhere. I mean, I'm an engineer, I'm an environmental engineer who just lost my hat in the wind. There it is. I'll go get it. Really windy and very hot. Oh. Okay. Gotta turn my hat around. Okay, try this again. So I'm an environmental systems engineer, and one thing you have to do as an engineer is you have to always do a mass balance on your calculation. Mass balance meaning material in, material out. You know, I mean, there are laws of physics you have to deal with here on this earth with respect to moving things around. You can't just assume stuff disappears for no reason. So, my point is this. Where's the material that this river has washed out over a couple million years? Where is it? You can't have a huge hole in the ground without somehow the material that was in that hole being somewhere. So I call BS. And the reason why I'm calling BS is I'm sitting here looking now at the side of the canyon on the other side. You see that? Now, if I was going to dig, I would put the borrow material that I dug out on the side where I'm digging. That's how it works. Right? So if you do the volume calculations in here and you see this canyon, which I'm looking at right here, I bet you'll get that, yeah, all the sand and rocks and stuff that's all lined up on the side, along the side of the canyon, is going to calculate out to the amount of material that came out of the canyon. So what's the point? Somebody dug it out is the point. So people go, oh, that's ridiculous, that's crazy, that's impossible. Nobody has machines that big. Well, you got to think a lot bigger than us, because obviously we can't do it. Here's another part of Charin Canyon here. Take a look up at the top there. See all the borrow material on the other side there? Look at all the flat carving or cut marks that are along the side. It looks just like somebody was shovel digging of some kind. And a creek to move this amount of sand over millions of years, the creek that's in there is about strong enough to move a dried leaf. Sand is very heavy. It's got to go somewhere. So you can see all the sand piled up on the sides. Look. And some of it's falling back down over time. Yeah. So it doesn't even look like it was that long ago. To be fair, because the sand that's moving down the sides over just natural weathering over however many years, you can see it sliding down and into the valley. So if it was a really long time, that sand would all be moved down. So this doesn't look like it's that old to me, to be honest with you. And then you see these little pieces that are dug out like this right in front of me here. You see that? Looks like a shovel just dug into a corner there in a spot. That's what it looks like. Big shovel of some kind. Same on the other side, just looks like a shovel mark. Because the sides are just too flat. It looks like there was a sharp instrument that was used to cut right through and take out whatever was in there. Some kind of huge machinery. That's my take on it. So there would have been some kind of huge digging material in here. Or you could have a giant, I don't know, somebody that's like a few hundred meters tall with a shovel. I don't know. But obviously, that would be the most logical solution to me. And that would mean that somebody was in here digging, looking for something. And there was a vein of some kind of material they were after that was in here. So I'm just bringing this up because I get a kick out of listening to all of these soliloquies and reading online, or they're right up front, they're telling you how old it is and how the canyon was formed by millions of years of erosion. And then you come in here and you go, what? That doesn't make any sense. I mean, there's no way this canyon was carved out by erosion, because the sand has to be somewhere. And unfortunately, it's up high on the hill, so that means that would defy gravity. Water doesn't move uphill. The water's not going to be able to move all the boro material up to the sides of the banks way up high. That would have to be done with some kind of machinery. So that means, in my opinion, somebody dug this place out and they were looking for something. Who knows what they were looking for, but they were looking for something. Some kind of vein of material. Reminds me a lot of the Badlands in southern Saskatchewan, southern Alberta, and western Canada, the types of material here. And you see in the back, the mountain range is behind us way back there. I'm going to try to zoom in on that a bit, see what we get here. Okay, so there's the mountain range in the back behind us, and the canyons in front. And then all of this boro material up on the sides of the canyon, which clearly looks to me like someone dug this place out and put up all the material on the side. And if you were to calculate out all that boro material on the side, it's just a bunch of sand and rock, and it looks like somebody with a big shovel just dug this place out and then piled it up on the side. That's what it looks like to me. And I bet you if you calculated out all of that material that's along the side, it would probably equal the volume that's missing, which means that, yeah, somebody dug this out, which defies the logic of the theories that this was like, millions of years of water erosion, that somehow water moves stuff uphill and it would end up on the sides. Because otherwise, there's no material. Like the material that eroded out of here, allegedly, where is it? It isn't anywhere, so there's no way that theory is correct. It's impossible.